You never know which idea might turn into your best song. As a musician and songwriter of, I can't believe it's crazy to say, but about 30 years now, I've written hundreds of songs, 5, maybe 600 songs. And what I hope to instill in you with this video is what I believe is the winning attitude, beliefs, and perspective to have for the best longevity as a musician and songwriter. And that perspective is one of the creating process being one of joy, of self-discovery, of the creating being the reward. Not creating because you're hoping it'll lead to some outcome like external validation or X amount of views or X amount of streams or being the next big thing or being a mega star or showing them that you're worthy. It's about navigating your own worthiness and zest for life that you already feel when you're listening to your favorite songs, when you're enjoying and feeling your favorite music. Channel that energy. That's all you need to do as a musician. That fucking blissful state that you enter when you are listening to your favorite music. Achieve that state while you're creating your music or your art or your writing or whatever you're doing. But this is specifically tailored to songwriters because that is what I'm the most privy to and experienced in. So when I started songwriting, I was about 10 years old. My first instrument was a mandolin. I was so weak in my left hand or something, I just lacked the technical capabilities to even produce a tone when trying to fret the instrument. It would just be a flat sound and a muted sound. I didn't care. I realized I have a sense of rhythm, so I could strum the damn thing. And then my next instrument was a Harmony Strat copy from a pawn shop in Ohio on the way to visit relatives in Kentucky. And I was ecstatic. I was thinking, holy shit, I have a real guitar. I'm gonna try to play it. And a big influence for me, a big motivator, inspiration for wanting to learn to play guitar and get into music at all, like as a performer, was my cousin, Marty, in Kentucky, who was amazing at guitar. I remember watching him play like rock and blues, and he would do this thing where he would detune the tuners on the head of the guitar while he was playing and like carry on a melody that way. I was in awe. So when we got there, you know, I played guitar with him. I had no inherent talent, no inherent abilities, but the fact that he served as a role model, and you can find that role model in your favorite musicians. If you don't have somebody nearby or in your family or a friend who's a musician, you can find that inspiration in anyone who is a musician. And just, you know, he would play like the Ren and Stimpy theme. And I tried to do that. I couldn't actually fret the notes. I could fret the notes by that time. The problem I had with the mandolin, that was gone. By this time, I could actually fret notes, but I didn't have the dexterity or the accuracy to, you know, play scales or anything complex. But I had rhythm. That was the thing that let me know I have potential. Like nobody told me, oh, you're not good at it now, but you have potential, so stick with it. There was something inherently rewarding in the effort, in the trying. to do it. I can't explain it to you. In my 10, 11-year-old mind, there was no like defeatism or like I should be good. This is a big thing I want to hammer home to you. Stop expecting everything to be great at the outset, at the start, and stop expecting success at the start. Most of the biggest successes fail in private, in isolation, for years before they make it. You know, that's one thing. But on this thread of when I was, you know, first learning, I just knew I had rhythm, right? And I would try to play the Ren and Stimpy theme, and I just go bah, bah, chicka, 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 bah, bah, playing the guitar more like a percussion instrument. And that was my gateway into knowing that I had potential. And from there, I just emulated my favorite bands, you know, Green Day, Smashing Pumpkins, what have you. And that's another thing, you know, influence, inspiration for human beings, it is actually algorithmic in a way that's not terribly dissimilar from AI. What is AI? It's taking the collective body of work that humans have produced, you're feeding it into that system, and then it's just mixing it up and recombining it with all the most favorable parts, represented in a way that seems impressive and unique, but really, it's just a line of code doing that. Well, we do the same thing. You know, all of our influences, everything we've ever been exposed to, everything we've ever enjoyed, that's an indelible part of our spirits as people and as artists. And we represent it, we recombine it, we in surprising ways that aren't always obvious or planned. I think the best music is, it just hits you out of nowhere. It just, like, sometimes it's in a dream. Like Paul McCartney's talking about having songs in dreams. I've had, not that I'm likening myself to Paul McCartney, I've had dreams. I've woken up where a song, like I was playing a song, it's kind of funny. I had a dream, if you know who Magdalena Bay is, I had a dream that I was playing a song with Mika Tenenbaum. And I was playing her acoustic guitar in the dream. I broke a string on it, and she was singing. And there were a bunch of aquariums, and it was like her and Matthew Lune's apartment. There were a bunch of aquariums around. Very specific and odd. But that was such a cool dream, because when I woke up, I remembered the melody that she was singing, and I wrote this song called The Aquarium. And it narrates what happened in the dream. Like, stuff like that. Like, when you obsess about music and the creative process, and it's such an interwoven part of who you are, you will have experiences like that probably, because it becomes such an ingrained part of your subconscious mind. And it's from repetition. Talent is not, for 99.9% people, we're not born savants with natural innate abilities in any given field. Talent is an interest pursued. It's practice. And the more you do it, the better it's going to get. And, you know, something I've heard the best songwriters say is it's a volume game. It's a numbers game. You know, it might take you 100 songs to write your best song. It might take you just a dozen. You never know where your art is going to lead you. You never know where your best inspiration is going to come from. You know, I would suggest find your muse. Find your muse, find what inspires you, and dwell on that. Don't dwell on outcomes. Don't dwell on what other people think. You will always be disappointed and dwelling on the wrong shit if you're always externalizing the value of what you're doing as an artist. So find joy in the intrinsic reward, internal reward of music. You need to feel good while doing it. It blows my mind. Sometimes, like, a song for an idea will come out of nowhere, and I'll hysterically laugh. Where is this coming from? How am I doing this? It's because I've done it so much that my mind says, well, this is what this guy does. So recycling this energy. It's not going anywhere. Even on my worst day, I could write songs. Even on my worst day, I could sit here and make a video trying to encourage other people to do the same, because it's so fucking important to me and it really matters. And I love it. Like, it's been a constant companion. Like the truest, I don't know, like acceptance and love that I felt in my life was probably through music, you know? And it's an enduring relationship, you know? And that's another thing. It's like the music, I see it as all this, and also a vehicle to try and connect with people, and it does. And when it does, it's never the songs that I think is going to connect. A song that people remember of mine and that they mention by name and that they like and want me to play is a song called Dearest. It's a 3/4 gentle folk song about these natural themes and stuff. Well, it's actually more romantic than about natural. It's very romantic and familial and kind of whimsical and like fantasy oriented. But like, that's not by any means one of my favorite songs. That's one of many songs I've written like that. And you know, the fact that resonates is like, good, okay, I'll keep that in rotation. Thank you for the information. I'll keep doing stuff like that. You never know. It can come from unexpected sources, you know. And a big piece of advice I want to give is record everything, capture everything, catalog everything, write it down. I record every idea that I have, no matter what it is. It could be a drum beat, it could be me improvising, and while I was playing a chord progression, I thought of a cool melody. Record everything. I have an app on my phone called Q, high dash the letter Q, and it's great for that. You know, and sometimes I'll rediscover stuff that I recorded in that way years ago. Like, my phone will fill up, I'll move it to a different drive, and I've rediscovered stuff from over a decade ago that I recorded on some crappy cassette recorder I got from Radio Shack. And I took this little, like, few second clip that I had of me playing this cheap Casio little keyboard that I had, and I was like, oh, that was really cool. And I went to my DAW and I created an electronic song based on that. And that just felt like, man, that's like reviving a part of myself. Taking this fragmented idea from 14 years ago and making a legit song out of it in a style that's still like new to me. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of like transformative experience that is exciting and feels like this awesome journey of your own personal expression in life. That's what I want to help you to feel and to experience. Also, don't be afraid to experiment and evolve and explore other genres. Nobody cares if you're only R&B or only hip hop or only folk or only rock. Dude, the best artists of all time run the gamut of their specific spectrum. Like Sufjan Stevens, super soft folk and loud, boisterous, eccentric electronica and all this stuff in between. Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins. Melancholy Infinite Sadness is one of my favorite albums of all time for many reasons, but one of them is the variety. From super soft to super loud, from super quirky to super textbook, in-your-face rock, you know? And if he didn't allow himself to explore the different styles and genres and textures, that album wouldn't be half as great as it is. So, oh yeah, and you know, people were telling him, oh, you can't release a double album as your third ever album in this still kind of young band, you know? He's like, fuck you, I'm gonna do it. And he did it, and it's like the magnum opus of the band. Because he had unwavering confidence and faith in the art, and that's another big point that I want to make. Treat your art like people treat their kids or their pets. Like, have unwavering faith and belief in like nurture it. sit with it, attune to it, listen to it, ask it what it wants to be. You know, celebrate it. Like it should be an amazing thing. Like I don't take this shit lightly. That's why, like this is my first long form video on my channel, and I hope you can tell. This shit fires me up. It is the most important thing to me in my life. It's what I feel that I'm here to do. And you know, for over a decade, I've only posted music on my channel, well, mainly. And now I feel it's time. You know, I just turned 40 years old. All right, it's time to share. I have a lot of experience and knowledge on this stuff. It's time to share it, and maybe, hopefully, help people in a similar position, help them on their journey. So there's a lot of other stuff that I could get into, but I'll save it for another video. Right now, I'm just gonna wrap it up on this. So yeah, you never know. It's all valid. From the tiniest fragment of an idea that never sees a light of day to the top 10 Billboard hit that you might get, because that idea planted a seed that led to that moment. It's all valid. Disconnected from external events. When you're finished with it and you release it, yeah, then connect to what other people think. But while you're making it, fucking love the process. Strap in. It's just you and the song. It's just you and the art. That's your muse. That's your relationship. Don't even think about, think about other people, what the, you know, make it something of value, but don't hang your hat on that. That's not the point. The point is the art, and it's all valid, and it all deserves to exist. And thank you so much for watching this video. Tell me, you know, what song did you start that turned into something that surprised you, you know? And if you got any value out of it, please like it and share it with somebody else you think might be helped by it. And have a good one. I'll see you in the next one.